his instrument there.
Why would he be cleaning it out right there? I think that's it.
That kind of seems like he was trying to get Hank to do that. Like, trying to get Hank nervous. Yeah. Why else would you clean out your spit tank?
That could be. Chuck Mangione does play a strange character later through the series, in the one where Dale's locked in the Megalomart, chasing after. I think this is kind of weird. This scene, I'm not quite sure I understand why Peggy has a scrapbook of death.
I know, right? And his beer koozie.
Yeah. Pay attention later in the series as we watch and see if he still has that ever. I think that that's only in the early episodes.
Chromium picolonate.
I don't understand what that means.
That's one of those Dale Gribbleisms where he's up to some weird stuff down in that Gribble basement.
filling up his turtles.
Filling up his orifices with sodium pichloride.
Does that make you live longer?
Nah, I don't know what it is. Probably is like what they put on corpses.
There's Joseph in this scene.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in the beginning at all, or like he's more toward the end. For what reason? And he doesn't even say anything. Don't shake his hand. He's only sipping on a juice box.
Here, Boomhauer gives the speech of his lifetime. It's got to be the most he talks ever at one time through the series.
Man, see, like, you don't need to know, man. It's like you're born into this world, man. And you got it's like this, man, the dust in the wind, man. Or like the dang old candle in the wind, man. You're gonna...
Dang old evil, man.
See that?
Dale's shaking his head.
All right, I can do this. Nothing to be afraid of.
Sweat again.
Yep.
They really use that well in this episode. One of my favorite parts. And the pole. Hank Hill, the only man that would have a 20-foot pole just lying around to start his grill with.
And he tries to hide it behind his back, but then it's still sticking out. Oh, there's Joseph. He really doesn't even... He's not in this episode very much.
It's just weird that he wouldn't be at the funeral, because if everybody else was there, where would Joseph be? And that empty chair, to me, was weird.
And he doesn't even talk at all. He's just there.
Yeah.
This is where Luanne finally decides that she's grieving, thanks to Khan.
I heard enough from you. The more you hold in, the more you put on strange Sinead O'Connor act. I cry river of tear for Buckley. Why not you?
So I'm not crying for Buckley. Big deal. He doesn't deserve it.
Hey, so for your birthday, I wanted to get you
Buckley's
those earrings.
A great character. He's always simple, perfect, hilarious.
Yeah.
Later, Buckley.
That's where she finally does the grieving, is when she reads his card. And she puts on her wig. Do you even see her grab the manger babies, or do they just come out of nowhere?
They just come out of nowhere. Do you like the manger babies?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't think most people do. Eeyaw. I think they're kind of meant to annoy the viewer, but they do. They're funny. What do you guys think? Who likes the manger babies or the manger baby episodes? Are they popular or unpopular? I always felt that they're meant to annoy, that it's meant to kind of, she annoys everybody with the manger babies.
Especially Hank. Does she only have 2 though? I thought she switches it up some.
I think more come in later. Pretty sure.
With the voting?
Yeah, a bunch of episodes. Here you can see Hank and Bobby bonding. He reuses Khan's joke story.
Yeah.
With the Hank Hill spin on it, brings the football spin in. But here, like you were saying earlier, where Hank and Luanne, or Hank sometimes is mean to Luanne and he's mean to Bobby, but you can tell he's not a bad guy.
No.
He's not a bad dad.
Bobby's just a crazy character. Sometimes think he wants to be a girl. That's
Really?
what I think.
You think Bobby would be a transgender now?
Maybe he likes girly stuff sometimes.
I could see that as a King of the Hill episode if they brought it back. I don't know how. I don't know if I would like that episode, but
Hank sure wouldn't like that episode. A Detroit line. 2 of them. I think he tells the story differently because Bobby wasn't in the part where Khan was talking about it. Is that where they went to play?
yeah.
So he didn't fully hear the lion story.
So you think he knew he could steal it from Khan and use it as his own?
Yeah.
You think that's why he put the different spin on it, or you think that was just
That's
the
just
only way?
Hank's way.
The only way Hank knew how to tell it. Me too.
Or they made it seem like he wasn't really trying to steal it. His face looks nervous when he tells it, though. Bobby moves closer to him. I think he feels more comfortable that way.
It's definitely one of the closer moments you see with Hank and Bobby throughout the series here. They have a lot of moments, but this is a good one.
Eskimos want to buy a car together.
So all in all, what did you think of this episode? Start of season 3. How do you think it went for an episode to start out a season? Now you know you've seen how season 2 ends.
Yeah.
You know, how Buckley explodes. So how do you think they started out on season 3?
It started pretty good. I would rate it an 8 for the overall.
Give it an 8 out of 10. I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. It's definitely one of my... I'd say to me, this is where... When Buckley died, King of the Hill was born to me.
Yeah.
I think they had to sacrifice Buckley just as a sacrifice him to the King of the Hill, the King of the Hill gods. But just to me, that's when the show really kicked off. The first 2 seasons are great and classic. But for me, when I fell in love with the show, this is where it starts. This
It's
to
the
me,
most memorable.
yeah, these to me are basically the starting episodes. For some reason, that's just the way it's always been. That's why we kind of started the podcast here. We're going to go back and do the first 2 seasons, but for me, this has always felt like where King of the Hill starts. So I definitely give it a 9 out of 10. I really like the whole episode's great. All the characters are great. One of the smaller, interesting things, I think they did a great job with Dale. It just cracks me up. Dale is the conspiracy theorist that he is. Just his little investigation throughout the whole show, this episode, really was my favorite part.
He just makes you laugh overall.
Yeah. Just his whole...
And he always
questions
had
everything.
the same shades on, too.
Yeah. He reminds me a lot of myself. Just questions everything. So who would you give the best character to of this episode?
I actually have 2. Luanne for finally finding it's okay to be sad, and grieve about whoever it is that passed away, whether family, friend, or boyfriend, girlfriend. And then Hank for finally noticing that he shouldn't be scared to die after he went to counseling.
Yeah, you think that's interesting. You think he became not as afraid of death? Because I feel like, most people are...
Semi-scared.
Most people are afraid a little bit of death. Even the people that say they're not are usually afraid of death.
Well,
but
I kind of feel like he did notice a little bit that it's...
Yeah, he overcomes
it. Happens,
You
but
gotta face your fear.
Yeah.
Go on with life.
Because more toward the end, he becomes more relaxed with Bobby, and then he doesn't seem to be as nervous.
Yeah, definitely a really great episode. So we're going to do Season 3, Episode 2 next, so stay tuned for that. This is the 24-hour Gribble Talk podcast. I'm your host, Dylan, and...
Kaleigh.